Dude, it's all their bags. No way. Oh my god. This is amazing. I could fit me in this.
Oh man. Darn it.
Yeah, I like this Makita. It's got 14-inch quarter pitch bar and chain on it. Came with a 10. This is like the smallest one you can get, and I love it for pruning. This is just a little bit too much. That's like probably like 6 to 7 inches, and it's a little rotten in the middle, but for the most part it's still pretty hard maple. But yeah, when they bind and they cut, they get upset, and this saw really builds up a lot of gunk under the sprocket cover. So you have to clean that out. It becomes like cement in there, and then the chain doesn't want to start spinning. But this saw is incredible for pruning. Like if you needed like a dedicated, or wanted a dedicated pruning saw, I don't think there's a better saw out there than this, because I have a Echo 2511, and I love that for just about everything. That's like my middle of the road saw. But this Makita is just incredible for pruning. If I had my other saw, I wouldn't have taken it up this tree for this, taking a dead top out. The final cut's probably gonna be 9 and 10 inches. But this thing is just fantastic for like when you're doing autumn blaze reductions and things like that, and you got to make a lot of like 1-inch cuts. It just is an absolute breeze, and that quarter pitch chain makes such nice and precise cuts, and it works so good. It's so light. You just turn it on, there's no starting a saw, it just works. And you got a little battery indicator light, and the bar oil for me usually lasts about 3 batteries, so you don't have to fill the bar oil very often. It's a really nice saw. Just doing some pruning at the lake. Some nice cabin time. So I have the 14-inch bar on here, but if I was gonna put a bar on it that it could pull even when it was under barred, it would probably have to be like an 8-inch. But the reason that I went for the, actually it's a 12, it's not a 14. 14 is what I have on my Echo. There's a 12-inch steel quarter pitch bar and chain. And the reason that I have a 12 on here instead of like a 8 from, I don't even know who you'd get an 8 from. What's that company? Canon bars. You could probably get like an 8-inch bar from Canon for this. But the reason that I'm sticking with the longer bar is, one, so I have more reach, and two, because it seems to pull the tip really inefficiently. So I try to keep all the cuts where on the main part of the bar. I don't want to be cutting with the tip that much because it bogs down way quicker as soon as I bury the tip. So it's nice to have a bar that's just a little bit longer and then just keep it well within the threshold of the bar, and it cuts super, super nice. So this cut, the tip's still sticking out. I'm not under barred yet, but it's just so much cutting for this little saw. And this is the smallest one. This is the XCU06 with just the one, I think 18-volt battery. Yeah, with the 5 amp hour. And so it's overheating like when I just got like halfway through this cut, a little over halfway, and that final cut's probably, yeah, the bar's just barely sticking out. So probably like a 10-inch cut, maybe 11, but it'll get through it. This is not what I would recommend using it for. This is just what I had in my car for this, but it's a great little saw. My wife got it for me from Arbsession, and got some lovely bags that Arbsession sent me that I've been trying out. And yeah, let's see if it'll finish this cut now. Does not like to restart in a cut. And I find that since it oils, you know, on the top side of the bar oil sent out on the top side of the bar, that it cuts a lot better when you cut with the top of the bar, because that's where all the oil is. So that's pretty nice. And I got that red indicator light again. It's overheated, but we're almost there. Just one more cut and we'll be done. Now I just gotta make my finishing cut, but I won't make you wait for that. Check this out. Any of you guys ever climbed on, I think people call it the stitch? It's incorporating a ring into your friction hitch to add friction kind of below the hitch, just like the hitchhiker. And it's a pretty cheap way to do SRT. I haven't got it to work super smoothly yet. Once I set it, like descend on it a little bit, I really have to massage it back into place to be able to take slack out easily again. But it's a pretty cool idea. Definitely a lot cheaper than pretty much any other entry-level SRT device out there, but it's kind of cool, kind of funky. Definitely a good tool to have in your back pocket, just in case. But yeah, we'll finish this up. That's probably maybe more like 9 inches, but too much for the little saw. Just gonna take a few cuts to finish this finishing cut, but like the old school leather spur pads and cowboy boot combo, this little lead that I'm cutting back didn't have a lot of branches, and this lead that I'm tied into is shorter than it. so there wasn't a super good way for me to get up it. So I had tied in nice and high up there, even though I still had to climb above my tie-in. At least I was able to ascend up to here with just like a foot loop and then transfer to this spar to climb on spike. So I wasn't spiking any living part of the tree, it was just the dead part. But I really love these are my personal spurs. I don't have any fancier ones. There are some geckos at work that I can use if I want to, but these are just standard Klein spurs with pole gaffs, and they're super nice when you have to move in tight spaces because the lack of padding and the smaller gaff allows for a wider range of movement. So it's super nice if you gotta like climb around a really dense like box elder that's like all up on a house, or climb through a tree like this that you're gonna prune, because the gaff is a lot smaller, so it's easy to choose your steps carefully and not damage the other parts of the tree that you're not intending to remove. But yeah, these things are pretty handy, and I've worn them on some bigger removals now, and I haven't been as limited by the short gaff as I thought I would be. There's definitely been some maples where getting up the base of it has been a problem. It's pretty hard to get the little spikes to stick in that thick bark that just keeps sloughing off. But yeah, I like them, and they're so small. They fit in my gear bag no problem, which I gotta give you a tour of. Let's see how descending on the stitch goes. All right. Very responsive. I think you could go fast doing this if you wanted to. Let's see, does it stop? Oh, it stops. And I wonder if changing ring diameter, if this is the optimal one or not. Most of the ones I saw were with a ring roughly this size, but yeah, that's pretty nice. But let's see, I would almost guarantee I won't be able to take slack out again. Nope. Nope. So they sent me this lovely rope bag, which is, there's pretty much every tree supplier out there has their own like proprietary like gear bag, like the Tree Stuff gear bag, the Cheryl rope bag I mean, not gear bag. And the most important thing to me about a rope bag is that it stays up and open, but can also be crushed by stuff and not be damaged. So I had a Courant bag, but they kind of relied on piping to keep it upright, kind of the same way that a throw cube does. Whereas this thing is just like thick nylon webbing. It doesn't feel like there's any piping in here. It might be some kind of like plastic bias tape that allows it to stay so nice and open at the top. And then just having like this kind of feels like the waterproof canvas that those like Metolius bags and like Seal Line Pro Packs are made out of. But it's super rigid, and I think eventually this like kind of rubbery cover might break down, but this is really nice. This is by far the best rope bag that I have ever seen. Just like a nice simple rope bucket. But yeah, this thing's pretty sweet. And then over here we have the Climb Tote. Nice little backpacky thing, kind of like a big bucket, and that's what I like. I don't like zippers. I like a nice just bucket, and this is like what, 58 liters or something. Plenty enough space for what I need to do. I have all my extra stuff stored up here, and then my extra hitch cords in this little front pouch. But yeah, I can fit everything in here. Throw my spikes in there, put my saw right next to my spikes, and throw Captain Hook lines. friction saver, and my short removal line all in there. And then I throw my harness on top of that, and I still got plenty of space for everything. Got a nice little pouch up here. But yeah, that nice material, and the white is a move. I have gotten a lot of comments from people really liking how crisp this white bag looks. This thing is pretty sweet. Got some nice, I don't know what these pockets are meant for, but they make real good water bottle holder, and I love these clasps. But that's what I've been using it for. But yeah, you got removable backpack straps. I don't know, I'll have to do more with these, but they also sent me their Gear Plus bag that is just enormous. But this I think is like my perfect bag. This is what I brought to work, and this thing is great. But this will be my everyday kit for quite a while. I got my harness and everything in there, plus a short rope for removals and small pruning, and then this bag has my 130 feet adrenaline, and then my throw bucket in the top, and this is everything I need. It packs up so nicely, and these bags are great.